Hey everyone, if you spent any time practicing primitive fire lighting skills using a ferro rod or flint and steel, you've probably heard of char cloth. It is basically the gold standard of ember extenders. What if you wanted to keep things all natural? You wanted to try and use some of this fungus, say for example. Well, today we're making charred punkwood to the next level. This is a dry bracket fungus. That I collected, and I'm going to char it using this little propane fire pit on my backyard here, and we'll see how easy it takes a spark from a ferro rod compared to uncharred stuff. First up, the setup. I'm going to be using a small metal tin. An old metal mint tin or something works perfectly. You just need to punch a small hole right in the top of the lid, and this hole is critical. It lets the volatile gases and the smoke escape without letting oxygen back in. If oxygen gets back inside, the fungus will just burn to ash instead of charring. For the fungus itself, you want to make sure it is completely bone dry. It's got to be absolutely crumbly bone dry, and this stuff's a perfect candidate for that. And I'll just break it down into pieces about, usable sizes, about the size of a coin, maybe a bit bigger. It will shrink a little bit. And we'll pack them loosely into the tin, pop the lid on, and light the fire, and let's get ready for some heat. And we'll just try and pack as much as we can into the tin. Get some of this bigger stuff in here. Oh yeah, that's some nice stuff. I think this is going to char up really well. I'm not sure how much I can get in there though. Oh yeah, look at that. That is beautiful. You can see the fibers right in there. Gorgeous. Stick that in there. This is going to be great for next winter. Oh, that's hard to cut. Stuff's like leather. You want to make sure that the lid can close tightly. Like, you don't want to overpack it. That's too much. Yeah, see, this one's kind of holding up a bit. You don't want to overpack it. You need that lid to have a tight seal. So sometimes you just have to rearrange the pieces a little bit. Maybe put something smaller in to fill the gaps. It's going to take a few minutes, so you may as well do it all as much as you can. Just trying to find some thicker pieces here. I think that might even be enough in there, See, the lid still doesn't want to close all the way. Right there's a piece. It's this piece right here. It could be that piece, actually. Okay, I've got my tin packed carefully. It's like the lid will close properly. So now the next step is to simply put it on top of your fire and let her cook for a bit. Within a couple of seconds, you should start seeing smoke come out of the hole right away. And that's a good indication. That's just the steam and volatile gases coming out of the fungus itself. So it is going to smoke a little bit. I highly recommend you do this outside and maybe keep your doors closed if you're doing it on your deck like I am. Otherwise, your wife will complain about how much it stinks. It does have a distinct smell, kind of like dry, rotting wood that's burning. So hopefully this goes over okay and I don't get any complaints about the smell of smoke. I see the smoke's slowing down a little bit, and so I just adjusted the tin, turned it a little bit to make sure that it's completely all getting burnt. And now I can see again that the smoke is coming out. I'm going to try and give it one more turn here, just to see, make sure that everything's completely burnt. I see the smoke's kind of subsiding a little bit, but we'll just give it another minute. It has been almost 8 minutes on the fire, so I'd say there's not much coming out of it for smoke now. Probably safe to open. I'm going to turn it one more time, make sure that it's... See, every time I move it, a little bit more comes out. So you want to make sure it's completely carbonized. This process is called pyrolysis, and basically it just you burn the wood and you turn it into, the left is carbon. So I'm pretty confident that it's burnt. I still see a little bit of smoke coming out of there. I'm just going to leave it for another minute or so. Maybe I'll take it off 8 minutes and 30 seconds, so we'll take it off pretty quick here. Still see a little tiny whiffs of smoke coming out though. You see that, just that tiny little smoke, just a tiny little bit. Sorry about all the street noise and stuff. I'm at home today, so just thought I'd whip up a quick video to show you what I do to char this stuff. Okay, the smoke is completely stopped. I'm going to pull it off the fire now. However, do not open it. We don't want to open that. In fact, what we want to do, extinguish the fire, what we want to do is block that little air hole now. I have a little piece of Gorilla Tape. I'm just going to carefully place it on top, try not to burn my hands. There we go, it's melting into it now. Okay, we'll put that on there, and hopefully that'll keep any oxygen from entering the tin. As you can see, it's not pretty, but it's doing its job. All right, let that cool for a few minutes, and we'll come back and see what we got. Ooh, camera's feeling pretty warm. Okay, for comparison's sake, I'm going to take just a raw piece like this, and I'm going to throw some sparks at it and see what will happen if it'll take a spark from a ferro rod. I'm just going to slice it in half so you can expose a little bit more of it, sort of like that. Perfect, that looks good. And we'll shoot some sparks on it and see if we can get it to take a spark. Just broke it apart. Does not want to take a spark, which is to be expected. Maybe if you struck it a little harder, like if you look at a comparison with char cloth, for example, just grab a little piece out of here. If you took a piece of char cloth, for example, and you hit that with a spark, it's already burning. It's already on fire. I'll get it going a little bit. So that right there, so if you had that kind of an ember, it would probably ignite this. Absolutely. So you can see it has ignited the fungus. However, it's not as receptive to the ferro rod spark is what I'm trying to get at. In a couple minutes, when this is cooled off, hopefully by charring it, it will increase the flammability of it. Ooh, that is hot. That is really hot. Ouch. I made a really nice batch of char cloth one time and took it out of the fire, and I put it down beside my open tin of char cloth, and I threw some sparks at it. And next thing you know, I'm like, oh, it works great. And I'm looking at the little piece that I was trying to ignite, and yet, sure enough, there's an ember on it. I look over at my tin, the entire tin was on fire. So be very careful with this stuff. It's certainly flammable. Okay, let's have a look and see where we're at for temperature here. Oh, my neighbor's burning out. Still a little too hot to handle, I think. Give it a couple more minutes. Okay, the tin is cool enough to touch, but one of the perils of using propane is it makes a mess. So you might want to find some gloves for this, which I'm going to go get right now. So a real man always has some rubber gloves on hand. So let's have a look inside here. Look at that beautiful jet black carbonized char. How about that? See, can we get a close up on that? Oh yeah, look at that stuff. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? That's gonna burn up real easy. So let's put it to the ultimate test. Just grab a small piece here and let's give it the old ferro rod test. Keep this put away so, like I said, we don't catch it on fire. Let's put it over here. Now, temperature, I'll give you a quick look. Temperature of this is 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's go Celsius. So it's basically just still a little warm, but it's not on fire is what I'm getting at. It's 26 degrees. Current outside temperature is roughly around 20 degrees. So still a little heat resumed in there, but let's have a look and see if we can get it to take an ember. All right. Oh, there's one hit it. Yeah, that's going already. Well, that's going to get your bird's nest started up for sure. Oh, that's hot. So it looks like it's a success. So let me know down in the comments if you've tried to char a fungus. This is a bracket fungus, a polypore. Ooh, it's melting my glove. And I don't know. Be interested to hear what you have to say about it. Thanks for watching. You know what I always say. Stay dirty, stay dusty, and stay in the bush. Jason out. Thanks for watching.